don't go for time. Looking at my producer there, we don't go for time. We powered through this, Miki. Let's jump to the next one. So this is one that we had a conversation about, Carol, a little bit offline, and it's this idea of nature versus nurture, right? So just to state the question, all it says is mental health hereditary, or can it be caused by living in deprived neighbourhoods? I was watching a documentary the other day about kids who do school shootings, right? Big in America. And one of the things that they found was that they had people in their family, might be their father or their grandfather, that also had mental health issues. So what they were saying was that actually maybe this could be something that's genetic and hereditary. Therefore, can we actually hold them accountable for their actions? But on the other side, to what degree does the environment the person grows up in, the things they go through, their neighborhood, impact them? So the men that you talk to in your ministry, in your consultation, where do you find the balance between actually might be natural and hereditary, but it's actually the societal aspect or the environmental aspect? Or do you even see that as a distinction?
I saw this more with young adults when I was doing challenging behavior in schools. I've dealt with a lot of youth. I haven't seen this really in adults, if I have to be honest, as much. I think with the Christianity, because obviously when you get your new identity in Christ, you're no longer repeating what your parents been doing, do you understand? So I don't really believe in passing on, which you can, but obviously there's a way of cutting off and doing things right, but I'll come back to that one. So let me just dwell more on that passing on first. So yes, we as kids mainly, right, you learn from your parents, right, you can pass on through your parents specific behaviors and so on. I know there are some mental health that can be passed on into genetically, right, like schizophrenia and so on. It can be passed on into through to the next generation. But again, as a Christian, I see this a little bit differently, right? But yes, it's a mix of things, but we always have a choice in life. That's what we have to remember. Regardless if it's passed on from your family or from your environment, it can always be reversed. It can always be healed, and it always can develop to a better behaviors, right? I have a kid that his father was drug dealer. He was 8 years old only, and he was already selling drugs in the park at 10 p.m.
Jeez.
And parents didn't know, apparently. Yeah, right. And I was doing one-to-one with him, and I've tried everything, trust me. I've tried literally engaging him through basketball, playing football, and teaching him math through that practice, just to engage with him in his level. I try to find him where he is pretty much, because this is the best way. You find people where they are. You don't try to come up, but you will just go to their level, so you can go through the journey with them, right? So it didn't help. He has this in his mind that he wants to be like his father, and that was it. And he saw that life, and was both, because was through the family, through the environment he lived. Was in Peckham. I want to say Peckham is a bad place, but do you know what I mean? The environment and his family both contracted that, his behavior. He stopped to teachers that time. Wow. As an 8 years old boy, and he almost stabbed a kid as well. So it's sometimes if you do not want to seek yourself a help, you're gonna be in that, in mental health environment. If as an adult you just need to seek the help, if you don't, you can call it you pass on from. I think a lot of people like to be a victims, and it's easy to say I pass on this. My mom had it, my father had it, so I had it too. Okay, it's cool. No, it's not. There is help out there, and there is solution to it. There are specialists that can help you to come out of schizophrenia or whatever it is, and bring you to the right path where God wants you to be.
Yeah, it is. I think you're right. We do live in a culture of victimhood, right?
Yeah,
and taking accountability, especially for adults. But you talked about the young child. A friend of mine, her son is 8 years old. He suffers from dyslexia. He suffers from attention deficit issues. He has a whole bunch of issues that potentially could drive him down a route where he might suffer mental health. Again, I think with these particular scenarios, it's difficult to say, well, you should just do something about it because you know you can help yourself. I mean, how do we view that from a Christian lens?
I've dealt with so many kids. I was specialist for 3 years with kids, and I love part of this thing. It depends on the parents how much they want to support them in their journey, and depends of who they have in school as well as the support.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to go to mental health with his disabilities or with his health issues, right? It doesn't say your dyslexia and stuff like that. If you've been taught what dyslexia is, in fact, dyslexia is very good because people are very talented apparently with dyslexia, right? So it depends how you present these things to your child and how the community, what you have around this child, how you set these things around your child to make him not feel like he's different, but make him feel like he's special. So you just need to reverse it. There's a way of doing it, and not. I think a lot of people, oh, you know, you have this, you have that. Oh, okay, no worries. Okay, you pulled this little thing. No, we shouldn't be doing that. Why? You know, we've been created specially in all ways, and I believe that you know we shouldn't be discriminating anyone because somebody has dyslexia. But you know, as a parent, you're responsible for the school mainly. School is failing big time. You know, school is failing. I worked in schools for quite a few years, so school is having massive impact as well on the mental health. You know, because I've been victim previously as being bullied as a kid, but you know, as a Christian, you grow up almost all those things because you get your healings and you move on.
Okay.
So yeah, go on.